just wanted to adjust the camera, get the lights ready, and then it's live. So we're live. All right. There you go. Let me just get this set, everybody, and then all right, I'll just wait to do this here. Let's see. The computer camera is much better than the phone camera. Guess that's how it's gonna go. Hello, everybody. I'll just give it. I'm a little bit early. Just wait for everybody to. I said 9, so we'll just hang out for a couple minutes. All right. Somebody's got a question. Doggy Dogger, I have a question. Oh, geez. What's your question? I'll try to answer. What's up, UK? HWK? Wow, that's really bright. I'll turn that down a little bit. I'm gonna turn that down a little bit. We'll see. I'm not on Instagram yet. I'm on the YouTube thing. I thought it would let me like adjust the camera or like make sure to check the frame, and then it's on. I have the computer a little bit further away from me, so it's a little bit harder for me to see. So, clingers, yeah. Hopefully in the future I'll do some more clingers, and I got a bunch of stuff that I'm trying to get done right now. So yeah, I would definitely like to do some more clingers, some more the 40mm bandoliers, all the stuff that's been out of stock for a little bit. I gotta get back to that. Ooh. Good question. What happened to GMR? I haven't seen you guys in years. I mean, it's just because we're not doing videos on YouTube. That really is not indicative of what we've been doing. We've been playing at the same level, if not higher than what you saw us last time on a couple of videos. We've been expanding, have more groups of guys across the country, been training, doing a bunch of stuff, just been out there living. That's what we've been doing. New projects in the works. I definitely have a lot of stuff. I'm working on finally completing my my armor carrier and my weapons carrier, which is like 2 items that will work in conjunction with each other. One will carry the armor, and then one will carry like the magazines, communications, all the other stuff, and you'll be able to integrate them seamlessly together or wear them independent, which is I'm excited for. I'm excited for that. What's our training schedule like? Probably we try to get together, at least each tribe has a monthly training that they do, and then we have like a quarterly, what we call tribunal, is where we try to get everybody together every couple months to either do a large-scale game, a shooting class, an impromptu overnight training, woodland stuff. So we'll we'll kind of keep it with a pretty good variety to keep everybody interested and keep everybody learning. So it's just try to find new things that everyone is interested in. A big overnight hiking, camping trip or something like that. Each cell has its own little pocket that they draw from. They're constantly doing things with their guys, because sometimes we're just geographically dispersed, so it's harder for everybody to get back together sometimes. Interested. Yeah, hopefully I'm gonna have a definitely do the plate carrier. It's been, oh my god, for I don't know, a long time. It's the same one you've seen me wear for, I don't know, 6 or 7, 8 years. It's just finally getting the right material that I'm happy with, the right hardware, and the right mode of production that can be sustainable. So hopefully soon. Let's see where we're at. What time? 59. Gonna do it. Let's see. Oh, let's see. It says we're live. Live. All right. All right. Well, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining another GMR live stream. Tonight, I really kind of want to discuss going over something that has been just like one of the highest points of Airsoft for me, just so much fun. This is the 240. It's gone through so much changes since you've seen it in like the last Machine Gun Theory video, which was, I can't remember, maybe like 20, I don't even know what year that was, 2014 or something like that, 2016, I can't even remember, but it's gone through such a change in that time and has really progressed to be such a important part and a dependable part of our support weapons team, the auto rifleman position. That is like something that is so heavily relied on in our culture that it's something for me that has just really kind of just made the game so much fun to play when I play with this. When I get this gun out there in the field and I get to use this gun, like, and it works right, which it usually does. We'll go over that, why I love this gun. But this gun to me is like the epitome of what I always wanted an auto rifleman machine gun to be. And it just checks so many boxes for me, and it's just something that you can't help but smile when you're shooting this gun. It's that good. Just the setup has just really come together. In the beginning, it was one of those things that was like, this gun is a problem. Just from the size, the mechanics of it, the reliability, just everything. It was just one of those things that, like, when we first got this, I was like, oof, that was a bad choice. That was a waste of team money, and that was dumb. But it hung out for another 10 years. And then slowly I kind of just got like some itches in the back of my mind. I was like, all right, I can save this gun. I can make this something that will be amazing. And slowly and surely, I just gathered the parts and found the time to kind of just really just chip away at the rough exterior shell to really get down to what it is now and just make it so perfect for me that it just, like, I fucking love this gun. I love the Stoner. I love it, but something about this gun, this actually predates the Chop Stoner. This was the first gun that I customized in this method, and I took some lessons from this gun, some things that I was like, if I ever do this again, hopefully I'll just tweak it a little bit, and I'll show you those couple things. And I really put that into the Stoner. You put these two guns, the Stoner and the 240 side by side, this gun shoots like, I don't know, another 25% further. They have similar internals, similar FPS. Yeah, this barrel is slightly longer, but just something about this gun is just like the full auto sniper rifle. It's amazing. I love it. So I'll just kind of go over on the gram camera. It's not as good. So I'll just hold this and then I'll be able to kind of go everything about it. All right. So pretty much it started out as a trigger happy 240 240 Bravo. So it had another like, I don't know, 8 inches on the barrel, maybe a little longer, a really dumb heat shield, a low like a tri rail that was like far forward. I think it was here, not where you need to be here on the lower grip. Another couple inches on the stock. It had that dumb side mounted hanger style magazine, and it had an electric gearbox that had a inline motor. So the gearbox was one of those where it was like all parallel. And I think I remember we tried to upgrade it, and for some reason the gear set was slightly off spec from what like a normal V2 or V3 gearbox set would be. So we had to use the like proprietary gears that were in there. I remember it being a problem. So we tried to just use it as is, it shot stock and whatever. And then through the years, it was just like there just kept being more and more problems to it. Like the motor cage mount snapped off one time, and I was able to like, JB weld, freaking solder, all this crazy stuff to get it to just working condition again. But it was just like, man, this gun just doesn't shoot for what it is. It was so big. The feeding mechanism for the box mag had hiccups. It wasn't great. So we people always want to use it because they love the look of it. They're like, I'm gonna take a 240. I'm like, okay, go for it, man. Go for it. So people would want to do that. That's fine. And then it just kind of fell to the wayside for about 5 years. And then just nothing really happened with it. And then I just kind of got the idea. I was like, man, we had all the different 249s. We had some electric ones. And then one of the guys got a Polar Star, and he put I think it was not the, I think he had a way where you put whatever. It was the first Polar Star that I had really seen. It was very early when these first came out, and I was hyper skeptical of that entire system. I really didn't know that much about it. I wasn't into it. I was like, no Ghostbusters, man. We're not running tanks, all that crap. I was a very, AEG purist. And as I started to kind of like see the technology and shoot it, and kind of just like really just kind of wrap my mind about the capabilities and just the emerging technology of that entire side, I was like, all right, maybe I'm wrong here. Maybe like there's a spot for this. And long story short, I was totally wrong about that. I first wanted to take the leap of just like, all right, man, I'm going to take the 240 and I'm going to get the full Polar Star box for it. And we're just going to see how it goes. It's going to be worth it because we already dumped the money in to get this gun, like, however many years ago, like 2008, I think, or whenever this gun came out. It was a bunch of money. And I was like, you guys really want this thing? Yeah, all right. So, it was already a sunk cost in my mind. So I just was like, all right, I'm just going to pony up. I'm just going to send this to Amped. I had Kurt and some of the other guys who were like, I asked them a bunch of questions about it, and they had the right engine, and they were like, I don't know who else is top tier like them working on all the air. And they did a fantastic job putting in the Fusion engine box for this. This is the dedicated 240 Fusion engine complete box with the red poppet, red nozzle. I was like, I want this to shoot at the limit of what the games were at that time, which is like, it's like it's like 425 with two 2.8s or something like that, whatever the limit, and it's adjustable, which is great. So if you're over, you just dial it back and stuff. So it's got the Fusion engine in there, and this gun just shoots like a friggin' dream. I did the rest of, they did all the stuff. I can work on like now I can work on this, but at the time I just wasn't confident enough to work on the air system. And I had them put that in there, install it, make sure it was all tuned nice and stuff like that. They showed me all the, I never worked with a gun that was going to have the board and the FCU, and you can do all these cool adjustments and everything like that. So they brought me up to speed on that. I get it. I'm still not like an expert on this stuff, but I'm fluent in this gun specifically. I can, if this gun does not work, I can make it work. And so that, I guess that's the backstory to the gun. And now I just, this is one of those things whenever it's like, all right, we have a woodland situation, an open area, anything coming up, I'm like, I'm running 240. And if I cannot be there, my first question is, who's running the machine gun? Who's running the 240? Because it's that powerful. It's that, this thing is just like a game changer for us. And my whole thing is I would love to have 1/3 of our fielded force to always be an auto rifleman. It'd be that the 240 position or a stoner. I feel it's that powerful, because it just opens up lanes. When you're playing, it's like the rifle is great for CQB. It's great for surgical. This is the broadsword. If you are moving through woodland terrain and you need to suppress people, you need to push people back, you need to push to contact, you need a consistent and accurate and effective rate of fire, and that's what this gun delivers. The Polar Star system is so reliable and consistent. Like in situations, I've done 1,000-round bursts with this gun. If the situation called for it, you can say, oh, that's retarded, that you'll never. I consistently do it. I need to do it sometimes. When walking and shooting, just moving hundreds of rounds in one trigger pull, no problem. This gun will do it. It will not have a hiccup. It will do it. I'm generally conservative on the settings I have for this gun. I do not run a super high rate of fire. I don't run a super high FPS. I want something that will deliver a consistent volume of fire, like a. That's great for me. That's perfect. I don't need 100 BBs when I just need 10. But it has a good barrel system. I have a Prometheus barrel in here with a purple bucking, and I can't remember what nub that I built, but something that will consistently give good hop for the 3.2s and just shoot so straight, just perfect. So I love this gun. So I'll kind of just go over. I don't know if you can see this on this camera as well, but all right. So what I did is I shortened the barrel about whatever that is, maybe here. That it had a ridiculous flash hider to begin with, so I cut off that about 8 inches off the barrel. I recessed the front sight onto a recrowned mount position that I had. So I had to grind down the barrel and then rethread the front. I did that by hand before. We had some friends with machine shops who do nice jobs on the stoner. So I just got the tap and die set and I just did a rough thread, but it works. Then I removed that weird front handguard that they had here in the heat shield system. That just took that right off. Now we mounted a forward mounted PEC with the control button directly behind it so you can hit it left or right handed. The 240 has a nice carry handle system. I didn't think that I would like a gun that had a carry handle, but for this, I find myself using the carry handle all the time. It's the best way to carry this gun, just perfectly balanced. You can just grab it and I'll just walk. If we're patrolling, sometimes I'll just walk with it, in a relaxed position. I'll just kind of, just lollygag it, man. It's great. It's perfect. And even sometimes in my vest, I will take the carry handle and just put it in the shoulder strap of the gun, and the gun will just hang there right in front of me as I'm walking around patrolling and stuff like that. So So great. This handguard is a 249 upper rail system that I just magically perfectly fit the width and dimensions of this lower receiver. So I just tap that on and then use self-tapping screws to screw that directly into the body. I had to cut this channel out here. That's because this is the barrel release for the gun. So if I want to take the barrel out, I would actually just hit this button, turn this handle. Now this whole barrel system is going to slide out. I don't know what's blocking it because it usually comes out perfectly. Let's try this again. It's because I mess with this. Where do I block this? I have this dummy cord down. Let's see. That's it. Interesting. Let's see. Is there a round chamber? Is there a BB blocking it? There is. Okay. There is some. That's one thing, you have to have the rounds completely out of the hop-up unit because then the hop-up unit is being engaged. So now slide up. Okay, there you go. So I like this. Usually you're supposed to have this, which is the gas piston on the real gun, which would be locked into this receiver. But the reason I built it in this configuration is because now we sometimes issue this gun out if we're doing a Comex rule set. So I'll give this to the Op4, which we call S4. And this gun will break down and fit perfectly into a backpack. So you can have a machine gun team that's being able to roll around with a clandestine machine gun that can be assembled in a position of their choosing and broken down and moved to a new position with ease. So I just rigged it up like that because it's just nicer and easier to travel. If I had to break it down to travel somewhere, it's just nicer to do that. And then just reassemble when you're ready to use. Again, so the carry handle, something I really appreciate on this gun. I've thought about doing some weird things. The only thing is when you have the carry handle up, you have to remember that now the carry handle is directly in line of your sight. If you keep both eyes open and you're shooting, you'll actually use it like an occluded gun sight. You'll see the target. You won't even block what you're looking at. But I thought about like hollowing out this somehow so that when you actually have this up, you could see right through the carry handle. But you know, this is where the screw hardware is. I thought about dropping this down an inch or so just so that it's even more lower profile projects. You know, for the future, I may make it crazy again in the future, but for now, don't even need to do that. Okay, so that's the rail system. I have an early Hollow Sun. I think this is like a 503 something. This is the non-selectable. This is just the original Halo dot, like the EOTech reticle. I don't think I can put a single dot on this. No shake awake. It has the solar panels. A very early model, but still works great. So I haven't changed this out. in one of the LaRue mounts that came off of one of my M4s, but I got another Scalar Works mount, so I just put that one on here. That's why it's actually painted in the DPDU and not in the Op4. Shout out Uncle Dave, painted this gun up. This is one of his early masterpieces, and just even with all the use, the chipping and everything, just beautiful, amazing. The box mag. This box mag is a shortened Mark 48 LBT box mag. A lot of people look at this and are just like, it's like an optical illusion, because everyone has the 240, the Mark 48 box mags now. It probably sits like another 1/3 down for the Mark 48, but I took the time and shortened this, restitched on the zipper and built another little seat for this box mag. Dave found me some guy in Europe that makes a box mag that was for the Mark 48. I think it's Bull Gear. I'm not 100% sure. I'll check on that. But I shortened the upper casing for that because I wanted to fit it in this profile. But that box mag runs on a flat, like M16 high cap style winding mechanism that is even better than the normal trigger happy box mag. So this one runs great. I have had some hiccups with it, but I'm able to take this apart and unjam it with just a normal multi-tool, which I actually had to do at the last time I used this gun. I don't know if it was a BB or like I got like a stick or something down in the mechanism, but I was able to quickly fix it and get the gun back up running. The stock is shortened by, I don't know, maybe that much. Just trim that off, and that's where the batteries run for this gun. This gun needs 2 batteries to power it. One is running the solenoid and the SU directly, and then a second battery is running the power for what they call a MCU, which is like the magazine control unit, which is another powered source that diverts power directly to the box mag. So on the Stoner, I have the way that's wired. It's one battery runs both things. In this gun, just for the type of fusion engine that this one has, it required 2 batteries. So I have 2 batteries that sit in there that are like 2000 mAh. The low voltage 7.4 volt lithiums that are pretty good, but I've never killed those. So I got some big cells in that, but I always charge it before we're gonna go, and always been good. That's great. Some other interesting things that I about this gun is there are a couple times when I smashed my lip or my cheek on this rear sight. They had this raised rear sight right here with a sliding aperture. I cut that off, ground this all down so that you rapidly brought the gun up. You didn't push your fronts in, as it were. The charging handle off the side of the gun, which would protrude out here, I just took that completely off. Anything that would get caught up or just protrude off the gun that didn't have to be there is gone. For some reason, the safety button on this trigger group, I'll show you, this actually comes right off, is interesting because when you would go to shoulder the gun, the safety button was in the opposite position of, if you're a right-handed shooter and you went to pressure your grip on the gun, it would put the safety on. So there were a bunch of times when that happened to me, and it was the wrong time. So now, as you can see, there is no safety button. So when this gun is powered, it's my safety, sir. So that just, it is what it is. So you just have to know that. This is one of those guns that is so reliable that we do, like, I feel confident. I've loaned this gun out to so many people in, who have come through the tribes training, needed a gun, backup gun, their gun went down, their, whatever. I'm always happy to pass this gun out if someone needs it. But I always want to see it, in use. If I'm not using it, someone has to use this gun. But it is the kind of thing that you have to, there's a lot that goes with it. I'll briefly show you, some of the gear and that air tank setup and stuff like that. To support this gun, you really kind of have to invest a little bit more instead of like, I'll just run 240, throw me the gun. It's like, nah, there's a little bit more to it than that. So you have to be ready for that. I understand all those things. I'm ready for it. And the juice is worth the squeeze to me. I can take the weight. The size, it being a little bit more cumbersome than a nice, nimble M4, because I understand the ability that's going to deliver to our group. So, just things to be aware of. Let's see if I can get this pen. All right, so the box mag as it stands right now probably holds about, 5,000 or 6,000 rounds. Usually depending on which game you're going to, you don't get that much ammo to start. So you have a little bit of gap in the magazine. What I've done is on the inside of the magazine, I've taken adhesive loop Velcro and lined the box mag as much as possible. On the inside, wherever BBs would contact the inside of the box mag or plastic. There's some rounds in here, and it's just to make it a little bit more quiet than it would be it just smashing against the side of the plastic insert so that it's quieter when you're running and moving around. Sometimes I do run a tracer unit on the gun. This will thread off. I have like the Marui tracer unit that threads on, that works good. It's harder to find a consistent supply of like 3.2 tracer BBs. So that's sometimes one of those problems. And when you're using the tracer unit with the night vision, you can see the tracer unit, the internal flash waiting to be triggered by the BB. So it's like you kind of have like a signature, always like an IR signature going when you're running the tracer unit. So it's kind of just one of those things where it's like, it would be really cool if all the machine guns shot tracer all the time, because I feel like that would be another level of realism and difficulty component that you have to build into the machine gun, which would make it cool. But for it kind of just always flagging IR when you're moving around, it's kind of one of those things that's just like, just haven't figured that out yet. But in my mind, in the future, I feel in our club, the machine guns, if you're going to be able to run a full auto gun all the time, you should have to be using tracer. I feel like that's just one of those things that should go together. But that's just me. About 34 minutes. Okay. I will show you the components that I use to support this gun. Just get this off to the side for a second. All right. So because it's an air heavy consumption gun, it's the kind of thing that I always have to run the mini mag, and I have to run a dual tank system. I always run Amped made me this rig. I know they sell it on their website now if you want to get it from them. I know they always have it. It's this dual air tank, so you're constantly feeding the gun with 2 air tanks. These are 77 4500 with the SLP dual rig, and then I have this line that will come out the side of the gun and plug into the side of the gun. When they first built me this gun, they asked me if I wanted the line that went into the gun to be stationary or should it move? And I said, I thought about it. And I said, I guess stationary, because I was worried about like the damage to this or the line getting pulled out of the gun. So I said stationary. So they made this brass nozzle that's, you know, pretty diesel that this little short connection hose mounts into. So even when I'm running and I have the gun in the carry handle position, I have enough hose that it's not hindering me at all. I can transition the gun to left shoulder and shoot. I have more than enough hose. And I rig it in a way where it's kind of run through my vest. So it's like I've never had a snag hazard. I don't even know that it's there most of the time. I'll run the original mag pull sling, 1 point directly to this paracord connection that I have. Just screwed 2 holes into the receiver, ran some paracord through, and knotted it on the inside. So that just one piece of paracord, and that's where I run the sling to, and I haven't had a problem. But the dual air tank. So I'll run the 77s. This will probably guarantee me, I don't know, 8,000 shots, roughly, safely. I have killed it a bunch of times. So usually if I'm going to go out for like an MSW long iteration style game, I'll have to run these 2 tanks in the assault pack, and then I'll carry 2 more 77s in my sustainment kit. Plus, I needed what I learned over a couple of years is I'll run the mini map on the front of my armor carrier, and I will have a smaller air tank in the front. This is a 4500. Let me take it out of this little cover, and I'll explain to you why I need this one. Just make sure that it is 45. Yes, 45. I need another air tank with its own regulator, because when I'm moving with the like I have a Hill People Gear Ashton House pack, which the mini mag will attach to. So when I have my armor carrier, I'll take this off the armor, attach it to my bag. I'll put my pack on. I have this air tank now in the front, in the mini map attached to my chest. So I'll take this air and have this one attached to the gun when I have my pack on. The reason that is if we ever take contact, which we have plenty of time when we're moving with the pack, and I have to be able to dip the pack instantly and still have the gun being able to be in use. A lot of times, like, people don't understand, like, that you have to think about all the different circumstances that you're going to find yourself in. So I have special buckles on my backpack where I'll be able to snap this away. My entire pack will fall away with the dual tank being able to sit on the ground there, and I will still be able to run and slay with the gun with just the armor carrier slick back for probably 3,000 rounds safely out of this one single 4500 45cc 4500 tank. And that's just given me the ability to have the redundancy. Is like, if anything ever happens with this, the dual air tank rig, if something happened, I always have a backup. But primarily, this is my assault setup for if we're moving with the pack and I need to dip the heavy equipment. So those are, you may not feel like, oh, well, I don't need that. Okay, I need that. And this is the setup that I have to run. So I'll run the armor carrier, I'll run mini map on the front, mini mag on the back. And if we're going to patrol in assault position, I'll have the mini mag on my back, mini map on my front. So I'll have 2 supplemental air container systems, and I'll be ready to shoot a lot. So just things to consider. I will also carry a redundant. This is my emergency magazine. This is a normal electronic auto winding magazine. So if I have anything ever to go down on the main magazine that I cannot fix, or I don't have time to fix it, if it's an immediate action problem, I can be able to take this box mag off and throw this one on, and it's the prep to the correct height to use the normal 240 feeder system, and I'm back in. So just a lot of things, like, as you can see, I spent a tremendous amount of time with this gun, a lot of hours using it. You know, just these are things that I just learned along the way, and I'm like, okay, I have to do this. I got to refine this. I got to get this equipment set up. So it's a lot of shit, and you know, it just this is what you learn when you use something for 10 years. So all right, I'll show you. So I got this bag with the air. I'll show you the way I carry ammo. Is I take a gallon size freezer bag, and I'll just go over it 1 layer of shipping tape, so it makes the bag very hard to rip and a little bit more sturdy. I put some glow tape on the bag so I can put like what I have in there, and I just roll this bag up nice and tight. I have some shock cord that I'll just use that to just burrito it up, and I feel this is the easiest way for me to load ammo into the gun, and just the easiest and quietest way to store ammo in the bag. The bottle is rattling. I know people sell like certain dedicated pouches. This is the fastest way, easiest way to I can see what's in the bag. I can get a good picture of how much ammo I have left. Easiest to pour directly into the gun. So that's just what I have works for me. I'll show you again this 240 magazine and how I have this mounted. Before I know, let's see. Before anyone sold, I know people are making their entire business on stoner parts now and all this weird stuff. But before anybody saw me doing that, I had to bang this one out of sheet metal. This is literally like 4-gauge sheet metal that I just knocked with a hammer and chisel to the right shape and riveted on to the bottom of the receiver the best I could, and works pretty good. This one has been one of the most durable that I've had. And just for reference size, this is the chopped 308 30 cal 7.62 box mag. You can see it has the large caliber on the side. This is the real 5.56 assault mag. This is the one that no one can find, and this is the size comparison. So it's like I tried to mimic this. The Mark 48 chopped version is great because you can lay perfectly on the ground with the gun, have the grip not being dug down into the dirt or muzzled down or too high. The way when you have the Mark 48 one down here, you can't get a good sight picture. This one I can lay perfectly on the ground, nice and comfortable, and get a perfect sight picture. So that's why I cut it to this length. Let's see, 44 minutes. I think we have like, I don't know when the IG runs out, but all in all, I can say is just this gun has just been one of those things that just been so much fun for me. I love this gun. Every opportunity that I get to use this gun, it's like one of those things I'm like, all right, You know, as much as sometimes certain games can be just going through the motions for me sometimes, if I get to use this gun, I'm happy. And I just love it. If you find a gun that, you know, works for you like that and is that reliable and just puts that much of a smile on your face, it's like, definitely keep that gun going. This one has required a little bit of maintenance every once in a while. It's the kind of thing that you definitely need to be well versed in to keep it going. But this is something that's been in our team for a long time, and it's one of those things that I know that I'm going to maintain and hopefully pass down for the future generations. And yeah, the air tank is a pain in the ass to fill, but we got we invested in getting one of these, like a little portable pumps. You can plug it into the wall, or it'll run off your car battery, and it will charge the 4,500 PSI tanks. You know, it'll do the 77 cc tank, each one in like 10 minutes. So that was like, you know, it was like a $400 investment. But if you're going to run a gun like this, and instead of your, just like, I would have to drive all around to get a friggin' air fill. That was one of the biggest pains in the ass. Now that we have this thing, oh my God, just so much of a headache now. That's just gone, just great. Yeah, so again, I'll try to, you know, keep up with this gun. I don't know what else more it really needs to have done to it right now. Just keep it running nice and smooth, and just one of those things I love. And so many people ask about it. You know, every time I show a picture of this gun, I get a bunch of messages about like, tell me everything. So I just wanted to kind of put it out in one video where you can kind of reference it and kind of look at all the different parts. And if I missed anything, I'll try to answer all the questions on it. It's just one of those things, just iconic, and I just love it. It just makes me smile every time I just burn someone with this gun. It's just amazing. Yeah, that's pretty much the 240K. Shout out to Scuba Steve. Congratulations, got married this weekend. So congratulations to him. I'm going to be taking a pre-order for the new goalie bag run that I'm going to work on coming up. I'm going to do black, manatee gray, and M81 with the internal high-vis orange pocket. So those are your three choices you're going to have. Please pre-order the bag if you would like one. I know a lot of people got cry face when they got sold out last time. So here's what I'm going to do. Please pre-order the bag. It will help me, because then now I'll know how many to order. And you won't miss out. And it'll just be one of those things. You won't have to fight the crowds. You order it, you will 100% get your bag. So again, tomorrow I'm going to put up the pre-order for the goalie bag. Gray, black, M81 with the high-vis orange internal pocket. It'll be nice. But thank you everyone for coming to tune in. And oof, it's a burner. So yeah, I think that's what I had for the agenda tonight. I'm gonna do some more videos coming up. Maybe I'll just pick another gun, and we'll just go through that one, and then we'll just keep it going. Try to stay consistent. And thanks, guys. I hope everyone enjoyed this, and you learned a lot about this gun, and you're inspired to have something like this in your circle. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Have a great night. Thank you, guys.